I have one question and something I thought it was a question. I just want to share it though. Both things are about love and relationship. And I've been expanding for the past 3 or 4 years since a divorce, and I feel now ready for a partner. And I've just been in the space of really in meditation, just feeling the person. And I don't see an exact person, I have a sense. And it just I feel a sense of calm, like that's gonna happen. That person's looking for me and I'm kind of looking for them, and it'll just happen when it happens.
That's a good place to be, that next logical step feeling. It's a good feeling place to be, and it means that you're on the precipice of seeing the whale.
Yeah. And I can say that from my heart. I feel that, which is awesome. But then I have a question from my head about something that I think I've heard you say a number of times, like, I like you pretty well, let's see how it goes, and you're responsible for your own vibration with partners. And the question that comes to me is, well, what about commitment? You know, I don't like that you had a motorcycle accident, or I don't like that you got sick, but I feel like you need to still stay in for a partner.
Make your commitment to your alignment, and everything else will follow. Because making a commitment to a person or to a situation is like calibrating to the wrong thing. It's like, no matter what, I will always do this. What if your inner being is calling you over here? Well, I won't go because I made a commitment to do this. What if something that you really care about is now lined up and ready for you to discover it? Just look over here. No, I can't look over there because I'm committed to only look over here.
Yeah.
And so...
See, that drops it out of my head into my heart, what you just said.
So it clicked into place.
Yeah.
It clicked into place. So think and feel. Think and feel. Mm-hmm. Think and feel. We're not asking you to stop thinking. We're just asking you to evaluate how the thought feels and ask yourself 2 questions. Is it lower half of the scale or upper half of the scale, the thought? And when it clicked into place, was it upper half of the scale or lower half of the scale?
So I feel something that counselors, I think, or psychology would say is not healthy. But for me, I feel like I'm a protector. I like to provide. And that just feels really good for me. But my sense is what counselors and psychology says is, well, that's codependent or something. And I'm confused by it.
Well, it's codependent if it's 2 people on the lower half of the scale, holding each other responsible for how well they're doing. But 2 people on the upper half of the scale just knocking themselves out to do nice things for each other. How good is that?
Awesome.
And it's worth noticing that most counselors are counseling lower half of the scale people.
Yeah.
And it's a really interesting counselor. Do not be codependent, which is to say, do not attract what you are vibrationally attracting. Stop it right now. Stop that point of attraction. I can't. My mother felt that way. Everybody I know feels that way. This is how I've been trending. Well, stop it. Stop it right now. Well, that's illogical. Trending is a slower process. But when you understand how it works and you know what you're doing and you get trending upward, then it starts clicking into place pretty fast, doesn't it?
Yeah, it feels like a settling in so that I can lift up. It's like a paradox. There's something that clicks in, but then I'm lighter, and I am lighter.
Well, you're clicking in with what's up.
Yeah.
So to speak. In other words, your inner being is in that non-resistant place. So when you click in with that non-resistant place, then you trend that way for a little while. But here's the thing, and it's all right. Life's still going to keep coming to you because you clicked in on that subject, but you got other subjects you haven't clicked in yet on. There's a whole bunch of stuff. And so let's go back to this conversation that we began with earlier. So there's you, and then somebody else in the room, and somebody else, and somebody else. And there's this mixed bag of vibrations going on. None of it matters as much as what you've got going on right now, which is to say, what's your mood? So all you got to do is acknowledge how you feel. If you don't feel good and you find yourself surrounded with other people, run screaming into the woods as quickly as you can. Get as far away from anybody else as you can, because you're going to attract from them things that you're going to regret attracting. It can't be any other way. Law of attraction is going to match you up with people you want to love, but it's really hard. Just a little aside. An aside worth having when you have left a relationship because there were things that weren't feeling so good.
3 years ago, when after my divorce, and I was feeling a lot of guilt here, and just in such a hard place, and to be expanding for 3 years, just so slowly, it felt so slow.
Yeah.
But to sit here now and feel the shift,
Yeah.
you know, with you is and everybody who's here is just amazing. So, thank you.
Yeah, doing good. Very good.
What sparked when you said something about...
That's a good word, sparked, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a good word.
What's easy is not necessarily what has been. What came to me is, even during this day, what is now more easy, I'm finding myself more of who I am.
Say more.
For example, pieces of my whole self, more capabilities.
Yeah.
Years ago, when I was doing hospice, I used to massage. I walked in and told the family, "You don't need me to do a massage right now. I could say, I'm not needed here. You guys are doing wonderful." I could say a few words to raise the energy and reassure them and bow out gracefully. And I was amazed when I walked out that door that I had that capability. And now I'm feeling more.
Who do you think you were soothing? Who were you soothing in that situation?
It felt like the family, but perhaps it was myself as well.
Oh, it's the family. For sure, it was the family.
Yeah, I mean, the person I knew quite well, she was on her way, no problem. But
Did you find that to be the case every time?
With the person who was going?
Yeah. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're trending. They're trending. In other words, their resistance is gone, and now they're becoming a cooperative component to who they really are. It's the family that's clinging, who doesn't want anything to change, who doesn't want the new relationship with their dearly not so departed. They want the former relationship.
What that makes me think is just like Liz saying she wanted to be a mother.
We started to point at her, but yeah.
Yeah, is I used to miss hospice so badly because my life moved me out of it a little, and I'm carrying with me everything that I could do there. And just even in these last hours, I've got the confidence to know that I can carry that with me, and I have the confidence in what's new. When I listened to Liz, I suddenly felt her vortex, almost as if it was inner being seeing that vortex, and I wanted to be confident of my own vortex. And then in the last few minutes, I have
Here's another way of saying what you just said. We'll say it a little shorter, but it's another way of saying what you just said. When you were doing the hospice work, the person making their transition was following the inspiration of their inner being. They were becoming that cooperative component with their inner being. So they had no resistance. Others around did, which slowed the process of transitioning down a bit, but no worries. No one who's making their transition is worried about time. A similar thing happened to you here, because like in a room where somebody's making their transition and the inner being owns the room, so to speak, is dominant vibration, here inner beings are owning the room. And so you've been in an environment where in this situation here today, you were more like one of the resistant family members rather than the one making the transition, not quite ready to totally accept everything that was happening. But after a little while, the vibrational logic of it started trending in you, and you began to, even at an unconscious level, begin to remember everything that you know about all of that. And then you just became one with your inner being, where everything is easy to understand. There's that easy word.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have something more to say?
No, I love you. Thank you.
Yeah, that was really good. This was a really, really good way to end this conversation today, don't you think? We enjoyed this way more than you did. Well, maybe not more than all of you. Maybe not more than we enjoyed this a lot today. We really enjoyed this because we know the platform that we have established, and it makes it exciting to anticipate what's coming next. There's no homework. There's nothing to figure out. Don't lie in bed and try to remember what was said. Just take the feeling of it with you and be very light about it. Have fun with each other, and off we'll go again. There's great love here in a day or two. We are. Hey. Thanks. Thank you, guys.